I think to a lot of people, and particularly myself when I was starting out, um, the idea of self worth can feel extremely abstract, and it's such a sort of big idea and big concept that you can't find in your own way or in your own life ways to kind of understand what that means or how that might look like to you. And the amazing part of this course, having 28 days, 15 minutes a day, each day with something new and exciting to explore, that gave you ways to begin to understand and implement what self-worth is and how that looks to you. For a lot of people, it doesn't come naturally, and I think that's something that I struggled with for such a long time. I thought, oh, I can see this other person and they're so confident, or why does this come so easily to them? But I think everybody is out there trying to put work into what self-worth looks like and how to live that on a daily basis. But it's not until you actually start implementing the things that you learn in this course in your daily life that you can start to understand or find a grasp on what that abstract concept is. For me, a lot of the things that I learned from this course that I'm still using on a day-to-day basis or on a weekly basis is the biggest one would be the exercise on mantras and exploring what phrases are powerful for you. To me, I have three that I have on my mirror, so I wrote them down, and I make a point to wake up and start my day every morning by saying them out loud to myself. And that's something I never thought I would do, but these are things that I identified throughout the course that really mattered to me and were extremely important. And I now say them on a daily basis just to remind myself of the progress that I've made and how far I came from when I started to when I ended. And that growth has been incredible. That to be selfless, you have to be selfish as well. You have to start doing things for yourself and believing that you are deserving of all these amazing things in your life in order to gain and develop your self-worth. So there's so many things like hobbies and interests and different little elements of daily life that maybe I was scared to try, or things that I'd always thought, oh, I'd really love to participate in that, but am I good enough? Should I be doing that? Am I the right kind of person for this task or this activity? I think one of the biggest takeaways for me is that um, self worth and understanding your own value, there's no linear path. And also, I think everybody can have their own interpretation, but it's important to understand that it's something that you have to work on and you have to practice. So, for example, in my calendar, every Monday morning before work, I wanted to stretch and almost like take this day to like just think about my body and focus on me. So I now have that in my calendar, and that's something I do every Monday. I then put in a date for myself to go to the movies alone, which is something I've never done before, but have always thought I would kind of like. I love going to the movies, but I've always felt embarrassed or that it was weird to go to the cinema without anybody else. So I have that in my calendar to go next week. And it's just these little reminders that I have put in for myself to ensure that I'm doing things for me and that serve my self worth and um, my best interests. Another thing that was really wonderful about this course that I will continue to implement is the natural flow of each week and these little activities of journaling or, um, you know, thinking about reflecting on the week that you just had and then also lining up your week ahead is such a simple act of self worth, but it's so important. And this course gives you the platform to start getting into that habit. And that's something really tangible for me that I can now, um, back to what I said about being selfish to be selfless. You're thinking about, okay, what can I do for myself during this week to make this great? And it's a really good practice to sort of focus on you and always keep yourself at the forefront of whatever you're doing, which is something that I always really struggled with. I hated thinking about myself and what I would want. I'd much rather focus on what somebody else would want. But this course really just gave me this space to understand that in order to be there for everybody else, I have to be there for myself first, and I have to think that I'm all these amazing things that I'm telling somebody else. So it's really those sorts of tasks that have just, yeah, completely changed my view on who I am. And I think from when I started, I went into this course with a very open mind, but when I started, I didn't know what my self-worth looked like, and now I can find myself walking into a room and knowing my worth, knowing my value. I'm not afraid to stand up for myself in work situations. Before, perhaps I would have just let that happen, and now I'm understanding the situation and knowing that standing up for myself means that I know my worth and I know my value in my workplace. Um, Also, with my friends, I normally am extremely easygoing, and that's because I'm worried about how I'm perceived or what other people might think of my actions, and then therefore don't make a decision based on what I actually want to do. And this course has showed me that I need to start speaking up about myself and what I want, and that will just continue to reward me in other ways. So overall, I am so grateful to have been a part of this course. I feel so much lighter, so much brighter, and I'm just, yeah, really happy, and I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity. I would recommend it to anybody who is interested or wants to explore what self-worth might look like. I think it's such a fun thing to just dip your toes into and see what that might look like for you. But it's different for everybody, as I said, and you just have to kind of keep chipping away at it and know that self worth is something that you may have to work on for the rest of your life, and that's okay. But the point is that you're working on it, and that's what this course taught me. So I'm extremely grateful to Marina, and yeah, really proud of how far I've come, and loved every single second of it.